And we're live.
Cheers, my friend.
I think that's me in the background making noise. Yeah, I'm going to have to start trying to be a little bit more professional when I'm doing this. So,
You're doing great.
so how's it going?
Oh, doing good. I had a really good day today, so that was good. It was more
That's
laid
good.
back than normal, so that
Yeah,
helped out.
mine was very laid back. Had a lie in, get up, showered, went to the bank, went to Subway for lunch. You
Oh, that's
know,
right. You was off today, wasn't you?
yeah, it
Wow.
was great. It was great. So let's just say hello to a few people before we go too much further. So,
Cheers,
um,
everybody.
um, no, we're not asking that one. No, no joy.
No, I think the world of Blake. Honestly, though.
Absolutely, yes. He is tolerable. I understand.
Mhm.
So, um, I'm going to skip down a wee bit. So, hello, Angie. Hello, Dave. Thank you, turning up. Sparkle, Craig, Dave again, Sparkle again, everybody again. So, right. So, thank you, JV, for doing this. Okay. So,
Oh, thanks for having me, man. I
um,
feel kind
it's
of like after Joey, it's like, wow, how do I follow that? You know? So,
yeah. Joey, fair play. Joey was a great guinea pig. Um, you
great
know,
guy, too. Great guy.
yes,
Joey's
he
good.
is
I
absolutely.
had fun on the show earlier. It was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
So,
So, just in case anybody's watching this that doesn't know who you are, do you want to introduce yourself and what you do?
well, my real name is Jeremy V or Jeremy Vincent. JV is what I go by because I started this channel, JV's Hangout, just for doing panels like, live panels with guests and stuff. So that's what started that whole thing. And I was doing my own other channel with doing music. But that's how I got started on YouTube. Um, I'm a musician, been playing music all my life. Always been into computers, networking, technology, stuff like that.
Right.
And that's just the basics of it. I can't think of anything. Used to drink a lot of beer. I finally quit that, but I met a lot of great people through that. So
Yeah, absolutely. But you can't think of any of them right now. Can't think of any names of great people. Like, that's a scary thing.
oh yeah. The whole Rontario is one that I used to watch, like, because I'd like pick up the beer that from my area, and I was like, nobody reviews it. I'm like, I wonder what somebody thinks about this.
Right.
That's what started all, and he was the only one that had them. I didn't know that the guy I know now, Shane Fudge, was the one from Arkansas sending it to him.
Right.
So, but he's a great guy too. But that's how I got started, and then met everybody on here, and then just I don't know, just networked, met Alan, and brought Blake into here, and it's been fun
Thanks, BC.
through it all. I met some great people, so BC awesome.
I'm not sure about him, but yeah. Yeah, I've met some great people. So,
Yeah.
So, what all we're doing then? So the format of the show is, as you saw when it was with Joe. I'm just going to ask you some random questions, some daft.
Oh boy, here we go.
Answer what you want to watch, or answer what you want to answer. If it's something that's too personal, you don't want to answer it. Just do what Joey did and bullshit and lie. So,
just go around in circles, huh?
that's it.
Okay, I got you. I'm ready for that. Okay, yep. I'm ready.
Go. So let's go for the first one. Let's see. So nice easy one. What's your favorite YouTube channel?
Outside of our whole crew, everybody I know.
Anybody?
I don't want to. No, I'm not going to do that because that would be too. My favorite. I know you've never heard of them, but I like technical stuff. Like there's a guy named Network Chuck. He does networkings and stuff like that. He's real good. I like listening to a lot of the TED Talks, stuff like that. Just a lot of motivational stuff. I don't know the names of the channels. That's the bad thing about it, because I'm one of the ones that you don't want as your subscriber, because I just watch the video that I want to watch. Learn what I want to watch, learn from, and go on to the next one. So
So educational or motivational? What do you?
I like a lot of that. I don't know. There's so many. There's the guy named, gosh, what's his name? I know his name, I can't think of him now. He does a comedy deal on there about guitars and stuff. He is
Right.
so Steve something. I can't remember his name, but he's one of my favorites. Um, I don't know. There's a great. I remember Nelk. What's crazy is I've actually come across some of these channels when they were just starting out.
Right.
I was watching Nelk when there was like 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. Now they got what 7, 8 million.
Jesus.
And I was like, these guys are funny. I mean, they do prank stuff. I like some of those like Big Dolls TV, just prank stuff too. So it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. He's all right, but I don't think he's a mean prankster, and some of them are.
No. He's also that was Epic. That's a good one too. They have a lot of stuff.
I don't know that one. I've seen the guy Dawes, and I quite like him, but I think the from my perspective, a lot of the prank ones just go too far, and it proved there recently that guy gets shot because he wouldn't leave the. I didn't realize the guy was like 6'4", 6'6" or something, torn over the wee man. The wee man told him repeatedly to go away. He's not interested.
No. Some of it gets a little goes too far with it, but
yeah,
I do like some of them though. But I'm all over the place. Like I like a lot of different things. So
yeah, like I said, I like some of the educational stuff. I like some of the history stuff.
Yeah.
I said last week there's a History Matters. It's like short animated sort of history stuff, and it's got a wee twist of humor in it as well, and I like that sort of thing. I do like political stuff. I can't keep up with the culture stuff and the political stuff, but as far as YouTube channels go, it's actually not. I mean, I'd say to my friends group or my acquaintance group, there's not that many of them. I tend to just listen to music more through it now, so.
Yeah.
Or if I specifically want to learn something. I mean, you put me on to that one. Not that I've done much with it. That
Justin Guitar. Yeah.
It's a really good channel. I just haven't taken advantage of it properly. So.
Oh, there's so many great. If I was trying to learn more stuff, or if I was just starting off, I would probably have a totally different, selection.
Yeah.
But
with the resources you have now, I think if I bought that guitar near 30 years ago, if I'd had then wanted more time and more patience, I think I would. I wouldn't be as good as you would be seeing thrice and stuff, but I'd be able to strum the odd Bob Dylan song, which is all I really wanted. But you didn't have that back then because I predate the internet, So
no, I had to buy all the magazines I could get, just devour everything I could get, and I would have to hear it and then try to figure out how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
See, I when I bought a guitar in the shop, you went for lessons, but what it turned out, it was nearly all musical theory, very little actual practical stuff, and I needed practical stuff. I needed. He showed you stuff like keeping your knuckles high and stuff, so as you weren't muting another string. But outside of that, I needed help with strum patterns. I needed how to make it just sound like get the rhythm right now. But he was 10 different chord structures and and all that, and it's not what I needed. So, but the stuff that you have now, and it's just fantastic.
Oh, it's amazing, yeah. But that's as far as the channels go. There's many more that I like, but I can't think of them right off the top of my head.
Sorry. So next one, then. Who's your favorite actor and why?
See, I'm not I like a lot of movies, but I don't watch. I'm more of a music person, so
right.
Probably not a good one to ask this one. I would have to say, crazy enough, somebody like Joe Pesci or something like that. I really like a lot he was good in Goodfellas, and I mean, I just like his character, the way, even in Home Alone, he's one of them that stands out to me. Just sort of the comical sense, and he can play any. And Jack Nicholson,
right? Yeah.
I like a lot of his.
Funny enough, you said about Joe Pesci. I watched a video on him earlier. Apparently, it killed him playing Home Alone because he couldn't swear.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that.
So he says when he gets his script that isn't from Scorsese, he has to insert his own swear words every 3 or 4 words just to learn it. So all the bits in the film where he's pretending, he's acting, he's pretending to be hurt, and he can't swear when he's doing all this, he literally had to mutter all this stuff under his breath and make up, which I thought was good. But yeah, he's a good actor, so.
Yeah. I mean, Morgan Freeman, people, I don't know. It's a long list. I don't know. I don't think I have just a favorite where I'm just like, oh, this is the best actor of all time.
So you don't sit and watch too many movies with the family?
I am like OCD kind of in a way. I'm like, if a movie's too long, I get bored with it quick. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm more of a music person than a movie person. That's for sure. So
yeah, no, fair enough.
I respect all of it. I mean, I just.
It's an art form. I suppose it's it's maybe not quite as. I suppose you could say it's different than music, but it's still.
Oh yeah, you got to
be talented to be good at it.
To be a good actor, to show emotions that you're just reading it off or learning it, but you get to get into the character to. That's an art form.
Absolutely.
I would say Leonardo DiCaprio, which he's up there with him as far as like being able to get into the character. And I used to not like him either, so I would say he's one of the better ones that can actually make you believe the person.
I think he's come along. I think he's fantastic now. I think if he wasn't so pretty, he wouldn't even got a start. That's all I'm saying.
Well, maybe so. Yeah.
But I think he's got better and better and better. But you could argue the same like Brad Pitt and people like that. There's character actors in his movie stars, and the pretty boys get an unfair advantage. So, but yeah. Right, so this one's a wee bit more serious then. What's been the worst experience of your life? And you can't say meeting me.
How'd you? Never mind. The worst experience of my life was probably when my parents passed. I've lost both my parents, so
right.
I have to say those 2 days when I lost both of them. My dad passed away before my mom did, but that's got to be the worst days because. But I'm trying to think worst days.
What sort of age were you?
I've had it made pretty much. Huh?
What age were you when your parents died then?
I don't remember how my mom passed away just about 4 years ago. So, and then my dad passed away when I was in my mid-20s. So, yeah, he passed away. He smoked all the time.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, that's so far is the worst. I mean, but if you're talking about nothing like that, you're just talking about worst experiences. I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. I don't know what would be the worst. I've had a lot of bad experiences. It's hard to categorize them. Okay.
Not far wrong on that one, Jimmy.
Wow, that's a good one. I really don't. I've been blessed. I've had a pretty good life without too much major problems.
No, fair play. I mean, that's.
I don't focus on them either, though. So I forgot all of them. Usually, I push that stuff. Like anything that's bad happens to me, I just like push it on out. I don't
Yeah,
even.
that's probably reasonably healthy. There's no point brooding about everything, and you
Mhm.
know, some of us do brood a lot about stupid things. So
Yeah.
but yeah, losing a parent's a biggie anyway. So um,
Yeah.
especially when you're so young. I think I was 19 when my dad died.
Mm.
So I've got only just been working a wee while. So yeah, it's a tough one to get over. Um, so some of these questions will be repetitive because some of them are just going to be staples. Okay, so this is what Joey answered as well. Not very well, but he answered it. So, what would you trade for fame and fortune?
I'm a bad one to ask for that because I never did want either. Well, I want the fortune. I didn't want the fame.
But
Actually,
even with your musical ability, you wouldn't trade
no.
it to be. And I don't mean like at the crossroads, selling your soul to the devil, but
I'm more of a private person, and I don't like traveling a lot. So that would be that's why I never tried to do anything like because I already knew that I wouldn't like it, or I'd end up getting on some heavy stuff or something to make it through. So I don't know. As far as fortune, what would I trade for fortune? Hmm. Um. I don't
absolutely.
know. That's a good one. That's a very good question.
Because fame's one thing, but fortune sets you up
Yeah,
for your
yeah.
retirement, and your kids up on your kids' kids. Because I know you just have to think you've probably been thinking a long time about college and stuff for the kids, and
Yeah.
that ain't cheap. So
Um. Well, giving up something's substantial would be. I don't know what it would be.
Blake,
No. Yeah.
he's not here, so we might as well slag him off. He hasn't even showed up to chat. We bollocks. So
But what's up, Daniel? Good to see
I
you.
don't know.
Everybody in the chat, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just
Yeah, I'm doing my best to keep an eye
just
on the chat, but it's because we're talking, it's not easy. So
I'd probably trade all of my math knowledge, stuff like that. Stuff that I probably don't need anymore.
yeah, well,
I mean, you don't have to count when well, actually, when you have the fortune, you have to think about how much money you got, though. I have to use math.
yeah, but if you're rich, you can pay for accountants.
Right. And they'll rip you off too, though. So I don't know.
Well, there is that. There is definitely that. So, but
I don't know if I
yeah,
can do that or circle the wagons, but I
the
tried to.
thing is, fame and fortune's good. It's different. You're a family man. You're happily married. You've a good family. You've and the only thing fortune will do for you is free you up to do more. Because what are you working 40 odd hours a week
Right.
plus? And it would free you up to do YouTube more. And start your music channel and maybe even gig more and spend more time with the wife and which is a double-edged sword, I'm led to believe, from most married men. It's to the point where enough's enough, but who knows. So um
I guess I could just say give up my hair for fortune. How about that? If I got to answer it, somebody mentioned hair in there. So
you don't need to answer this one or any of them. So, but this one's more up your alley, I think. This will be.
okay.
So, what first inspired you to pick up the guitar?
I'm trying to remember which happened first.
Oh, Blake has turned up.
What's up, Blake?
We weren't slagging you off at all, Blake. Don't worry about it.
I have a couple of. I don't know exactly what happened first. See, my mom played piano at church all her life, and my dad played guitar. So I wanted to play the guitar because of my dad, but and when I was younger, I never did probably care for it as much until
Right.
my brother. He's a real good drummer. I'm telling you, like he's good, and
Right.
he don't play anymore, but he needs to. But he's like 15 years older than me. I was like a unexpected, like, oh, we're having another kid. So basically, he was playing. I was visiting at his house one day, and I was like, I don't know, 9 or so, whatever. He was playing some Scorpions.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. He was playing, and he was using the bar and doing all that. I was like, whoa, that's awesome. So I said, I got to be able to beat him on this. So, he's got the drums. He's just learning the guitar. He was already good. He could play anything if he wanted to. So that's probably what inspired me. And then after that, my brother, they played this memorial jam where they had like a Memorial Day, and they'd have just a bunch of groups. Blake's dad even sang, was a singer for all this stuff. And so I saw a band that played before them that was playing the song Fire, and I'd never heard it before.
Right.
And I told my cousin, he was there with me. I said, hey, who is that? He said, that was no, not that band. Who did the song originally? Jimi Hendrix. That was it. I was like, I said, if you want to hear him, I got a tape of him. And I brought it back to him years later, like a couple years later. You couldn't see either side. It was just plain. I played it so much.
Right.
And I would sit there and just learn it. Like tried to not only learn it, but try to get the vibe of it, like the emotions of how he's playing more than just the notes, So Frog.
Hi, Frog. So I'm not ignoring the chat. I'm just trying to,
And I would say AC/DC too. I think AC/DC was the first. You Shook Me All Night Long, I think, was the first song I actually learned. I think that or Purple Haze. I can't remember. I keep going back in I know Purple Haze sounds crazy to start out on, but I mean, I literally I had the ear already at that point. I think I was born with. So everybody has their own ability to do stuff, but I could literally just pick it out, like from by ear, the whole thing.
See that's annoying. How many times have you heard me saying I hate talented people?
Well, I mean, it was like a curse too, though, because I remember when I was like, my mom wanted me to take piano lessons. So
right.
I am 6 years old trying to learn piano, and my teacher, you read the notes. You have to read them. You have to be looking at them, playing. And I'm like, play it one time. I already know it.
Right.
I'm playing it. I don't need to look at that. Why? I'm playing it. I'm like, she's like, no, you got to look at that. You're never going to be a good musician. She told my mom, said, he's never going to be good at playing piano. He wants to go to the back of the book and learn the hard stuff first. Because it was boring to me. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I didn't like it. I don't want to play. I want to play Mozart,
No, well, that's it. If you can do it, then.
Well, see, I didn't know that was at the time. I didn't know that was a gift I had.
Did you ever see her later in life? And
no, I've seen her later in life. I never did. I mean,
you didn't want to go over and smack her with a guitar and go,
right.
What do you know? And you know what to say with those. Was it those that do, or those that can do, and those that can't teach? So,
right, yeah.
Because some people are very mechanical, when they're playing, and some people are just good. Some people are talented. So it's. But I mean, it's just as simple as you hear one song that you really liked, and that got your interest. So, bit of Jimi Hendrix. And that competitive edge as well you have, because you wanted to compete with your brother, you wanted to be better than him. I'm sure that was really annoying. You with your 14 or 15, you're already better than him, and he's 30. So that's probably why he played the drums.
I'm over playing Van Halen, and he's like, no, he was very. My brother's always been supportive. He's like, yeah, do it. Well,
if he was a drummer, he needed a guitarist. So. Yeah.
Oh, we was in a band together actually later on in my early 20s. We played all over. We played a lot of festivals, opened up for different bands and stuff, but we played all over. But he could sing harmony and sing lead better than anybody ever, around here. His harmony was amazing. he could sing behind him, or he could sing lead too. So I mean, it didn't matter.
Dave, you're a much better musician than you are a singer. I think you'd probably admit that, and it's not
Yeah.
me being bitchy about it. Although I've heard you do good stuff, I think for a lot of guys, it's getting the right song. Some people.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of it I just write. I'm just joking around on, but if I'm doing it serious, then I kind of know what I can put out.
No, fair play. It's something I've all just jealous of. I have no musical ability at all. I can barely play a CD. And I don't have the patience as well, which doesn't help. I also not very dexterous, so the fingers and that I just struggle with. But it's that process you went through, just sitting practicing every opportunity you got for days. BC was the same. I can't do it. I maybe could have done it when I was younger, like I say, if I had had YouTube and that, so.
I don't think I could have done it even with all the stuff nowadays because I'd be too distracted doing something else.
Right, okay.
I don't. I would be playing video games or doing, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, probably so.
Watching YouTube videos of people falling off roofs and stuff.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
Well, I suppose double-edged sword. But then again, think of all those things you'd have missed out on if you hadn't have picked the guitar up. All them gigs out with you and Blake and Aubrey and all in a band. Just
yeah.
I mean, there are memories that you'll well, you might regret some of them, but you'll cherish those for a long time, and not everybody gets those. So, but right, next one. Question 6. Who or what has been your biggest musical influence then?
Multiple. Biggest probably Jimi Hendrix on the guitar. As far as playing now songs, wow, that's hard to break down. I love AC/DC. Led Zeppelin was a big influence. I learned about a lot of most of their stuff. I'm gonna leave somebody out. I know.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily like what's your favorite band. But I mean, so it could be Hendrix. If you're saying that Hendrix tape was the one that drove you to play.
Yeah, it's definitely Hendrix. I wanted to be able to play what Hendrix did. It just, to me, he wasn't the best singer, but the emotion he put into the guitar. That was the thing. That's what connected with me. It's not just about playing the notes. It's about, putting some emotion in it, and that way people can tell what you feel when you're playing it. So anybody that can do that. I think B.B. King was another one. Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top.
Yeah.
He was a big influence on my guitar playing.
But we've talked a few times about music, and I always say when we did some of our music debates, I always said I came from a different perspective than you did because you were all musicians, where I'm just a fan. And I think it's what touches you, it's what makes your toe tap, it's what makes you want to get up and headbang or shake your body or whatever. But I think there's really fantastic, technically proficient guitarists out there. They can hit 120 notes a second. I know I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. But I don't think they produce good music. They can replicate other people's good music, but they're not writing stuff. And I know this is
there's a balance between good, and as long as it's good.
I've never been a fan of Stevie Vai. He's a very gifted, not gifted. He's a very technical player, and he's super good at hitting all the right notes. But he didn't write Highway to Hell. He didn't write, Sweet Child. He didn't write. That's what I'm saying. It's just that, so there's a balance. Sometimes.
As far as songwriting, I would have to say the Beatles. To be honest, I mean, as far as songwriting goes, they, to me, as far as modern music. Well, they're not modern now, but I'm not old enough that I was around whenever they were around. I'm just saying that I go back. I don't just listen to what's going on now. I try to go back and keep digging and find their influence, find this influence, find who influenced them, try to go far, as far back as you can go. Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah, true. Awesome. I want to hear about that. So you and me's going to have to get in contact, and we'll maybe do this with you if you're up for it, because I'd like to hear about your military stuff and your guitar playing and all the rest of it. And I don't know you, so at some point we'll have to get in touch if you're up for doing something like this. So, but yeah, so Hendrix, you think then? So,
as far as on guitar, yeah, as far as like. And then I moved on from that. I mean, that was my early influences. The next one was like Van Halen, on the guitar,
Yeah.
As far as songwriting, AC/DC, Pink Floyd. Actually, David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. He influenced me a lot about just the way he played. He didn't have to go. Yeah. You don't have to play super fast or
no.
It's just an emotion thing. That's what I'm talking about. You want to connect with everybody on an emotional level like that.
Well, I always, I'm a big AC/DC fan, and I always think whenever people are talking about the best guitarists, Angus gets left out all the time.
Mm.
And I know those players can play faster than him. There's players that might play more intricate things, but
oh no, he's great.
He wrote "Highway to Hell." He wrote "Back in Black." He wrote "Shook Me All Night Long." He wrote any God's amount of really great riffs. I mean, is there a more recognizable riff in the world than "Highway to Hell"? Just when that starts, everybody, no matter what they listen to, knows that within about 3 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
But there are technically better players, but he just wrote stuff that fucking rocked. And,
oh yeah.
And
it's
I think that's important,
Maiden and like Metallica, of course. I grew up listening to Metallica, Megadeth, all the basic. Even the grunge. I even like the grunge stuff. I know you don't like. Soundgarden was a great band in my opinion. They were my favorite, but I know you don't like Soundgarden.
I like a bit of Nirvana, and
yeah.
It's weird. I love Eddie Vedder's voice, and there are a couple of songs, Alive and Jeremy, I think, are great songs, but I'm not a big fan of the band. It's style music, just not for me, But
right.
I think his voice is fantastic. I've played a load of times. He does a song "Throw Your Arms Around Me," which was written by the guy Paul Seymour, whose brother Nick Seymour was in Crowded House. And Eddie Vedder loves the thing and does it on stage. So there's, and he's just got a great voice. But I'm just, for me, I wasn't a fan of their stuff. So, but I
mean, I like all the classic rock, from like Bad Company, Leonard Skinner, Southern rock. I mean, I could go on and on if we're going to talk about, but as far as just guitar playing, probably Chuck Berry, Jimi Hendrix, people like that was the ones that influenced me the most, probably.
Well,
as far as to get my style of lead playing, what I will say, yeah.
Well, then, so just to pivot back to what inspires you the most. I know Brian Wilson when he was hitting a dead spot or a block when he was writing, he would sit at the piano and play 12-bar boogie, and just to get the juices going. So what's your go-to just to get you started then?
I'm just probably, wow, that's a good one. Just anything that I would play. It would be some blues too. It would be some like Chuck Berry type, between Chuck Berry and B.B. King type stuff. But 12-bar stuff that's 12-bar blues would be, it's about the same.
Right. Okay. No, I just remember hearing that he used to just sit and hammer it out on the piano just to get him, to get.
Brian Wilson was a genius, no doubt.
Yes, he was right up until Sergeant Pepper came out that broke him. You know, he was never the
Mhm.
same. And you know, well, what I was led to believe that he thought
Yeah.
there was that friendly rivalry, but he wasn't as friendly as some of the other people around him. And he
Mhm.
thought when Pet Sounds came out, he had won the battle between the Beatles and that. And then Sergeant Pepper came out, and apparently it just completely messed with his head. You know, so I don't know if that's true, but
Well, I think he was on heavy doing drugs by then, so it was probably that, truth be told. But
probably about a
he had a
paranoia.
bad, yeah, they were all on it bad back then in the like that was that time in that era. You start they started messing with stuff like that and started
Yeah,
writing different type songs.
psychedelics and that. You know. And we don't know anybody that does drugs, so we wouldn't possibly
No,
know.
I don't know anybody that does drugs. So.
No, no, not at all. So, so next one. Okay, question 7: Are aliens real? And if so, have they visited the Earth?
Wow, this may be the realest question I've got so far. Let's see. Um, who am I to say that they're not, you know, in the vast universe? Who's to say there's not, we're not alone, but I think if there is anybody like other race of humans out there or aliens, I
Yeah, there
think,
wouldn't be humans.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I mean, there may be human life somewhere, who knows?
Possible. There are people that think we were planted here by,
Right.
superior races. They
A
seeded
lot
the
of
Earth.
people don't realize that.
A lot of
And,
people don't realize that.
but
Although I have to give you props. You know, 2 minutes in and you haven't mentioned portals yet. So
you've messed me up. I was just about to mention it. No, I don't know if I believe in aliens or not. I don't think there's aliens in the sense that if there are, they're not even close to us because they would have already we'd have already seen them. It's kind of like Bigfoot.
we're here, and now Bigfoot was seen in Colorado last week. Did you not see that?
Yeah, it didn't look like Bigfoot to me, but no.
But it did break. It was news. It was still in news and everything. It was like, oh, just shut up and
That's
you know
wild.
go back to
So
school. It
yeah,
couldn't happen again.
there could be alien. I don't personally believe there's aliens out there at this moment. I could change. I'm on the fence with it. I don't know.
I personally think statistically, I think give the same answer with Joy. I think statistically, the chances that we're the only life in the universe is it's just not possible that there's only us. God, I hope there's not only us. That being said, I don't think they've visited here.
Yeah.
And I think it's noticeable that all the guys down south getting abducted and probed as sort of the numbers of it way down since cell phones became you know, it was different back in the day when you had somebody like a court reporter sitting having to draw the aliens on a pen and pad.
Yeah. What did you see? This is what he looked like
Yeah,
right here.
that's it. Where everything's recorded now. So
Also, a lot of them end up, why they always land by the trailer parks. I don't know. I haven't figured that out either. So, you know,
so are you implying there's some sort of correlation between moonshine and aliens?
or other drugs. I don't know.
Or other drugs, yeah. Oh, in fairness, I suppose yes, because it was all the aliens was pre-meth, so it would have been stoners and drunk. So
Who knows? Really, who knows? They may be up there smoking and just having a good time.
yeah, where's Michael when you need him? Where's the dress? Okay, question
Okay.
8. What on YouTube disappoints you the most?
Oh wow! What on YouTube disappoints me the most?
It could be a Who if you want.
No. I will say this on YouTube. One thing that disappoints me the most is they do not push out lives. They do not. YouTube doesn't care about lives, unless you have already have a base, a following on your regular channel. Then you can do lives. I've seen great success on that, but it's almost impossible to get out there if you're just only doing lives.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not like always doing interviews. I'm talking about like just only doing panels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible because they don't really push it. You don't go through YouTube and look and say, oh, there's some live people I've never seen before. Very rare will you see anything like that.
Yeah.
Unless you've checked their channel out before. So that's the one disappointing thing. Also, another thing is the copyright stuff's out of hand. I mean, you can't even.
Yeah, it's getting tougher and tougher. I see the boys are doing, EB and Daniel and that doing reactions to stuff, and I've stopped watching them now because for comedy stuff, because to put the screen up and it just this is for copyright, you can't see anything, and it's like, what's the point? I know they do, and it's more them doing music stuff now.
Yeah.
That I would watch more, and even then they get hit so many times. It's just silly, especially newer stuff. Certain bands, as you know, will not mention the Eagles or Metallica. Even saying their name will get me picked off. But some of the newer stuff, and you'd think guys would want reactions to their new songs for to get it out there, because
no. Don Henley's anti everything. He's the one behind it.
It's weird. We talked the other night. I think YouTube's getting more and more restrictive in so many ways. It's just getting silly.
Yeah, because I remember we talked about stuff, and I was like, I don't think I'll ever get monetized doing this. And I didn't. I had to go all the way away from that and just get it from doing lives. So
just if a group of adults can't sit here and talk about stuff and not get in bother or not get a channel in bother or whatever, it's silly. That's what gets me, because I've used this as a tool to get to know people, to meet which is, truth be told, it's not why I started out on it.
Really,
Jesus. I mean, I'm still not a YouTuber. I hasten to add.
Yeah, right.
But if you think about it, I mean, I think I stumbled across EB because of that ridiculous laugh he has,
Yeah.
And through him, and then it was the P&A show, and then through the P&A show, it was you on a Friday night,
It may have been that way. I don't know.
So it's possible, and then, I just watched for 6 months or maybe longer, but commented, just trolled, so that's the period I think we tend to think of as the good old days before I started calming up.
No. Well, the format of the show was different. The format of the show used to be like me and Blake just sitting there and watching funny, like stupid videos and commenting on it. That was the whole show. Yeah. That's all Friday Fun was. And then it became, it morphed into like just open panel, because which is good too. It's just not what it started out as.
Yeah, but I mean, that was my journey into it, and then I just, from Friday nights, I met you and Blake and Thrash and all the rest of it, and you've regretted it ever since. No, I wouldn't say that. Not publicly, anyway.
All right. After the show, he's going to tell me. Yeah.
After the show, yeah, we'll talk about that. So, yeah, but I think that's spot on. I think that's a lot of people grumbling about YouTube these days, and you're right about the live thing as well. Because unless you're
thank you, Carl.
A lot of guys go on it when they're already big and they've got, like you say, comedians and that'll go, all right, we'll do a YouTube channel, we'll do a podcast, because everybody knows them, it's different, so.
Yeah, a lot of these, even almost everybody has their own little podcast now. It's like their own show and podcast. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's getting silly now, because every comedian has a podcast, and they're all on each other's podcast constantly, and it's like I'm bored now. I mean, Bert Kreischer and I can't remember the other guy, but they do two bears, one cave, and then they've got Birdcast, and then his wife. What do you call the other guy? Tom Segura, and then he does one with his wife called Your Mom's House and all this here, and it's just the same people on the same, and it's too much, too many people on the same thing over and over again. But like,
like you'll be on my podcast and I'll be on your podcast.
Yeah, and it's the same people telling the same stories because they haven't went and done anything since. They've just, I suppose we get that. People that are on every panel every 5 minutes, and there's not an awful lot new to talk about when you're constantly on with the same people. So, especially since some of the people we know don't leave the house for anything, So.
I act like I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm going to work every day, but really I sleep back there on that. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so we're going to go a football one here for you then. Because I know you've had a good time with recently. So how long can the Kansas City Chiefs keep winning?
It's going to be hard because when you're on top like that, you're everybody's Super Bowl. So I think the Bengals are finding that out when they made it to the Super Bowl. They haven't done good since then because everybody plays them hard, Depends on if we can get – the defense is playing better than the offense now, which is weird. We used to have to outscore everybody. So we'd have to score because our defense couldn't stop anybody. But now our defense is good, and our offense – I don't know. It's like we cannot, once we get in the red zone, that's at the 25-yard line and up. We can't get a touchdown. We always end up with field goals on the first couple of – yeah, so something's going on. They need to change it up. I don't know if we need better receivers or something. But, yeah, we're going to have to get better on the – we got Mahomes and Kelsey, though, as long as we have them.
I just have to clarify if there's any Brits watching. This is American rugby we're talking about, so
But yeah, I'm shocked we won too. I didn't think I'd ever see it. So,
but that's how many Super Bowls have you won recently too?
Yeah, we've been in 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of them.
Recently. That's a pretty good return rate,
Yeah, we should have won the other. Well, that year we played Tampa Bay and Brady, but their defense was we couldn't block. So
right. See. It's weird as an outsider. I've spoke to Joey and others about this. Your draft system, in theory, is a really good idea. So the weaker teams should get better. The strongest teams shouldn't then just be able to power away.
I don't know why it's like that.
Seem to work. It doesn't suit us over here, but I like the idea of it. Like the theory of it.
Well, you got to think. You still have somebody making a decision. When you got the human element, like I think this is going to be good. You can miss out on a couple of players, and all of a sudden you're down, you're negative. Then you got to trade them, get rid of them, and try to bring somebody in there to help out. So
yeah. No, you're right. My son keeps reminding me. It's just like every system's good in theory. Right across. Then you let humans get involved, and it's just not the same. But it's weird because you're doing well at the minute. But whenever it first came on the RTV back in the 80s, I think the 49ers were the big team. I think the Fridge plays out. I don't know what his real name was.
No. That Fridge he played for the Bears. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
Perry. Yeah.
All right, I was right. But the 49ers were winning things back then, and then the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys was. See, that's how I got into the Chiefs because I was growing up on our local channels. You either got to watch on NBC. They had Dallas, or no, CBS. One of them had one, and one had the other every week. So everybody, Dallas was winning all the time, and I'm always rooting for the underdog. So I was a Chiefs fan, and everybody made fun of me. Chiefs terrible and all that, but hey. They remember that. They're like, man, your Chiefs are. You've hung in there, dude. You've hung in there, dude.
Well, is it rooting for the underdog, or were you just being contrary?
Maybe so, because
Maybe
I
a
don't
bit about.
know. All you could hear about was the Cowboys. The Cowboys this, the Cowboys that. They're the best, and I get tired. Want somebody else win, and I even said that after we won that second Super Bowl. I'm like, I love that we're just winning like this, but I hope I don't get sick of it because we're becoming what you know what I mean. It's weird.
Yeah, well, football fans do become complacent. We have it here. Man City are dominating everything in the Premier League. United dominated for a while, and it was just.
Yeah.
It just became so blasé about it. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. And it's like, I'm a Liverpool fan. We've only won the title once in my adult life.
Wow. Yeah.
So
well, that's what I'm saying. When we won the first one, and then we went back again, and then it's just crazy. I never thought I'd see the day. Now, if we can only get Arkansas college football team, I will never live long enough to see us win. No.
Cowboys.
Yeah, underdogs. Yeah, actually, I don't have anything. I don't really hate the Cowboys. It's just that I just like Rib and Blake about it. So I don't know. To be honest, to answer the question, to make a long story longer, I hope at least 3 or 4 more Super Bowl wins.
No, that'll do.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, how many? Who's the most successful team? Who's won the most Super Bowls then?
I think Dallas and Pittsburgh, maybe. Joey would probably know the answer to that more than I would. Exactly. I think it is.
How many would it go? So.
Yeah, Dallas, Pittsburgh.
Joey, who's won the most Super Bowls?
Yeah, Patriots. Yeah, the Patriots. I forgot the Patriots called up to the Steelers.
England, probably.
Yeah.
Patriots and Steelers. Okay.
See, the Patriots, I still think of them as like, I don't know why. I just don't accept that they won that many. It's just weird. But, yeah, the Steelers was the big dogs back in the day. Then, so.
Okay.
Yeah, with Terry Bradshaw from Louisiana, he was a quarterback.
Right, okay. No, well, fair play. I'm just curious. So this one back to music again for you. If you could play one gig with any band or performer, alive or dead, who would it be?
Wow. One gig with any band. Any band.
Or performer. It could be a solo artist. Could be you playing guitar for somebody singing. It could be.
Yeah, wow. I've never thought about that. That's really tough. Live or dead.
See, tailor-made questions.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want to be on stage with Jimi Hendrix because I would let him play the guitar. I'd have to play the drums or bass or something, just out of respect, I'm not, and I don't,
Yeah, but how cool would it be if you were playing beside him and he put a guitar down and went, "I can't compete," and walked away?
No, I wouldn't. I was like, no, you know that. But anyway, I would say it would be fun to be with the AC/DC to be on stage with that.
Yeah.
Have the crowd.
Malcolm's gone now. Would you do rhythm then rather than lead?
Yeah, that would be cool.
You don't sound convinced.
No, I would do that. Yeah, in that band. I want to think outside the box here a little bit. I think it would be cool to be like in a band with Robert Plant. Like that would be cool.
Right.
Because I always thought he was one of the better singers of all time.
Robert Plant back in the day rather than now.
Yeah, exactly. Or Freddie, Queen. That would be awesome.
And Blake, I just want to point out, he didn't say the Beatles, he said Queen. No.
No, the Beatles too. Yeah, I'm going to have to say the Beatles.
No, you can't backtrack now. He said Queen. No.
Oh, so yeah, that would be tough. Let me think outside even way farther outside the box here, especially people that has passed away.
And I'm slightly disappointed you didn't go straight for the Stone Aces. You know, I thought you could play with anybody.
Well, you said, yeah, okay. Well, I see what you did there, but yeah, yeah, that's tough. That's tough too. But those would be the main ones, probably. Let's see. I'm thinking. I don't know.
Right. While you're thinking, we're going to have a word from our sponsor. Okay.
Yes.
At the halfway mark. So.
Okay. Yes. Our wonderful sponsor tonight is Bushmill.
Unfortunately, they're not paying me, and they're not going to give me any free stuff. But I just bought it a pour drink. So.
Thank you, Bushmills. You can sponsor this show for a nominal fee.
Wouldn't it be great if I got some free whiskey out of this shit?
Yeah. No? Well, you started out strong, but then you had me on here, so I don't know. Your trajectory is kind of, I don't know.
I don't know.
Depends on your next guest. Your next guest may pick it up, and you may take off.
No, don't put yourself down. That's my job.
Right. Let's see. I don't know. That's only ones I can think of, maybe.
ACDC.
Yeah, exactly, yep, that's true. Yeah, nice to meet you, Drew. I don't guess I know Drew either.
No, seeing as I think, to be honest, I think he's maybe followed us over from Joey's.
Joey's, yeah,
which is great.
Yeah. If he plays guitar and stuff, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in the military. He plays guitar. He works in a pawn shop. You know, so I just stay involved, and we'll maybe sort of hook that up at some point. So, right, okay. So question 11 then. Forgot to wrote some of these. What is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal. Sloth.
I said that one day in work and everybody looked at me. You know, we could be any one animal. And everybody saw I'd be a tiger, I'd be an eagle, I'd be...
No, I'll see. Can't say raven, so let's see.
That's good. We'll be in touch. Sorry, that's if you fancy doing it.
I don't know. I'm not sure on that one either. That's a good one.
No, it's not. It's a stupid one, but it's just can't all be serious, you know.
Maybe a tiger, as long as I'm not the Tiger King.
Tigers are relatively solitary. I'd have thought you'd have been more. If you're going to go big cat, I thought you'd have been more lion. You know, be especially with that mane. You know, and keep the hair going. You know?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I don't know. Maybe panther or something. I don't know. Okay, we'll just mountain lion. There we go.
Okay, we'll move on. I'd say just some of it. So this one's a bit more serious. And again, like I'll reiterate, there's anything you don't want to answer, just you don't have to. So I think I sort of do the answers. So does God exist and does He love you?
Yes, I think yes. That's me. Everybody has their own whatever they want to believe, but yes, for me, yes. 100%.
Okay. Jordan Swift, I'm not gonna.
And he does love me because he allowed me to meet all these wonderful people in there. Satan wouldn't do that, would he? Wait a minute.
Depends which people you're talking about, you know. And, no, I said the same with Joey. I just because I don't believe I wouldn't mock somebody for it, you know. I think faith's a good thing. I'm against organized religion. I think the religions are bad. I think somebody's personal faith is a good thing.
I think it can be divisive for sure. Also, because my God is better than your God, and
Yep.
that kind of thing. But but that's not what I go by what Jesus. But I mean, whatever you want to believe, that's for you.
Yeah.
But I think people misunderstood Jesus too when he came here. If you look at it, he hung out with everybody. He didn't judge everybody. That's the problem, I think, with a lot of religion. They like to judge.
I think he judged. He did hang out with everybody because, I mean, did he not go into the temple and overturn all the tables and
Yeah,
cast the snakes out and all? So
yeah.
he wasn't really getting along with those guys.
I'm just saying though. The main thing he spoke on was love, and I think that spirit of that. That it's missed. I think that's missed just because you have an organized religion and you say you're being, like Christ, Christian. That's what Christian means, Christ. Like that don't mean you're walking the walk. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
No,
you're not showing any love. If you don't have any love for your fellow person that's in church, true love, then you shouldn't call yourself a Christian, in my opinion. But yeah,
no,
that's true. But everybody's has to find their own. If you don't believe anything, then hey, I don't know, because you can't. I haven't seen anything to tell me 100%, but
Yeah, no, fair play. Okay, so question 13: if you could pick one superpower, what would you pick?
One superpower. Trying to think. This is only get one pick, so it's got to be a good one. Superpower. I would love to be able to fly, for one thing. Just to be able, can you imagine how carefree you would feel if you could just fly like a bird? That would be amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would probably be up there. But if we're looking at the trying to help other people, humanitarian type answer, like Joey. Let me see. I don't know. I would be able to summon food up just like that for people, starving people. Yeah.
So your superpower would be you want to be a chef?
Yeah, there you go. I want to sell hot dogs and hot dogs. Yeah. How did you guess it?
Well, it's tough, I've known a guy for years, been trying to do it, and hasn't managed it. So yeah, it's not an easy thing. So
yeah. Also, be able to pick the lottery numbers, which I told y'all last time. So that would be a good one.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That would be a good super. You run low on a little money, and go, I got to go pick some more numbers.
Yeah. I know. God, could you imagine?
Yeah,
I go through that because I do the lottery here, and some of them's big, and I've been so I've even been looking at property in fucking Utah and Wyoming and all recently, just thinking, if I win big money, I'm moving to America and I'm moving somewhere, so stupid, but anyway.
Okay. You never know.
Question 14. Who on YouTube has surprised you the most?
Well, there's a bunch of people that surprised me. When Joey said he's going to have Tommy Chong on the show, I was like, bull crap. I was like, I don't know about this, because he's big over here. And I was like, when he actually, because when the day of the show, it was like a little late. I was thinking, oh hell, he's just trolling him. Somebody was trolling Joey. I thought. Then all of a sudden they're on there together. I'm like, holy crap, that was cool. So that would probably be my biggest shocker. I was like, what the hell? So he's really interviewing Tommy Chong. So
he's that big a deal over there, Tommy Chong. Yeah, I
was a big fan. Yeah, I love the movies, and I don't even smoke or do any of that. So, but those movies are hilarious. Let's see. Surprised me the most. You, man. When I first met you, you was in the chat, and I didn't ever think you would ever join. You said you would never join a panel. That's
I used to use the word never a lot more.
Never. And another thing, I'm surprised Blake, and I'm being honest with this, Blake could be monetized. I do hope that one day, because he's got it. He just has to do it, But
yep.
That surprised me the most. I thought he would be monetized already.
Yep,
absolutely. He should be.
I think so. I think of all the people we know, he's the most natural in front of people. Joey's a very close second. Joey's very outgoing, very gregarious. He's so. But I think Blake walks in a room and people instinctively like him, and I think it's something he hasn't taken advantage of, even on this. So.
Right.
So yeah, maybe you're right. Although when you say me, I think you're confused and disappointed and surprised. So.
Also, just surprised at how many great people are on here too, though, or great musicians too. Like Thrash BC that I met through this. So
yeah, I'd be honest. For me, it probably is my biggest surprise is how many good people and friends I've made through it.
Yeah.
In the real world, I'm not exactly what you call like a people person, and I would accept I'm an acquired taste and stuff, and so I'm surprised that I clicked with some people on here. So, but yeah, so that's from my point of view. So, yeah, and Joey. Well, I tell you, one of my biggest surprises on YouTube was Joey sent me a message 3:30 going, "I'm coming to Belfast."
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I woke up. I genuinely woke up in the middle of the night because I heard the phone going. I'm going, dude, I'm coming. Or bro, I'm coming to Belfast. And I was like, you sure? Because I didn't know him that well at that point and all the rest of it. And I'm not so sure. He says, no, I'm coming. He wasn't even asking. I'm coming to Belfast.
That's awesome, man.
Great surprise, But yeah, so we'll be right up there. So,
no doubt, that would be awesome.
Oh, it was brilliant. Truth be told, I'd love to be able to travel more myself. I'd love to go over and say this. Been to America a few times with one of my friends. Not that I've got friends outside of the pond. I'd love to be able to go over and meet some of you face to face. You never know, it might be the end of a beautiful friendship when we actually meet face to face. But
no, I don't think so.
I think it'd be cool. So
I'm actually more outgoing and crazier actually in person than actually on here. On here, I'm kind of hold back a little. You know what I mean? I'm more of a cut up, and you if you was around me, you'd see what I'm talking about. Oh, they can attest for that too, probably. Yeah. Me and him together gets wild.
I'd say I'm sort of I am what I am on this.
Well, I'm not saying I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not being fake or nothing. I'm just saying when
I understand.
People in the room together with you, I'm more of a social person.
For me, you've seen me on panel. When I'm comfortable on panel, I'm loud and I'm annoying and I'm sarky and I take the piss. When I'm unsure of people, I go quieter. And that's what I'm like in real life. I mean, if I was to visit and there was a lot of people, say you and Blake and Joey and all were there, but then there was a cloud of people I didn't know, I would be quiet in that group because I didn't know people and I wouldn't be comfortable. So it's slightly different for me. So, but so we did earlier. What was the worst experience? So, what's the single best experience of your life?
Probably when my son was born. Me and him are real close, so of course getting married, of course I can't say that without saying that. She may be listening. But you know what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. It was
well, most family men would say that it was when they got married, and maybe that or else the birth of the kids. So
yeah, that would be mine, but imposing on people is what I do. The imposer.
I was Joey say he's the same everywhere, and I can say I haven't met Joey. Joey's exactly the same in real life. You can hear him from miles off. I don't know why he wastes time with microphones. You can hear him everywhere.
I've been told I'm loud, and Blake is loud too. So I can't even imagine me, Blake, and Joey together, and then you meet us all same time. Be like, you guys, shut up.
I know. I think we'd have to log on just to get a word in each way, just to type in the chat. If we were sitting around the table,
yeah.
Yeah. So, no. I mean, everybody that has kids says it's was their kids being born. I haven't had any kids, so I can't get pregnant, so it's awkward. So, but anyway, right. So again, question 16: have you loved enough in your life?
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
But that depends on what kind of love you're talking about there. So
okay. Yeah. No, I don't mean sex. I'm not talking about sex. I mean
I was about to say, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, both of them, yeah. But anyway, yeah, definitely. I'm always everybody's supporter. I mean, I try to be. And a lot of times I joke with people when I'm just joking, and sometimes people take it the wrong way. But I'm not really. I don't try to ever cross the line where I'm, actually putting anybody down in a malicious way, though. But it's all fun to me. Much love, everybody. Peace and love, like Ringo said.
Yeah, I can know you and I talk about that. I'm sort of, I use humor a lot. I've loved a lot in my life. I'd have to say no, I haven't loved enough in my life, or maybe I have. Maybe there's too much love in the world. Maybe we need more hatred. And that's maybe.
No, I think we got a lot of that too, though. I think we got a lot of hatred too, though.
Yeah, it's not the right sort of hatred. It's not my type of hatred. So,
yeah.
Okay, let's move swiftly on from that one.
Okay. But you're trying to get me in trouble there. Go ahead.
So, where would you most like to travel to, and why? I know you're not a big traveler, but
yeah,
there's somewhere you think I should have been to.
I've said this before I met anybody on here. I used to love watching like Last of the Summer Wine on PBS growing up. Yeah, I would love to visit the UK, no doubt. That's where all my ancestors are from too. So,
right. Oh, you've done the DNA thing, so you're all like,
yeah.
Ready?
Well, no, I haven't done the DNA, but I can look. I've got the tree. I can go back.
Right.
Yeah, from the UK and some from Ireland. So,
right.
On the other side. So it's just, but yeah. For some reason, I have a deep connection with. I don't know. It's weird.
Is that where you've got that sarcasm gene? Then the trolling gene.
I seem to think that because, believe it or not, some people don't like sarcasm in America. They don't. They take everything too seriously, and they're real uptight. So, but well, fortunately, a lot of our group, the Americans in our group, are pretty sarcastic and have a good time. So
yeah,
that's good.
So. But I mean, I know you're saying so you can trace your lineage back, and you've Irish, but I know there's an awful lot of Ulster Scots, so left here and went to America. A lot of Presbyterians, stuff like that. That's why a lot of the South's very deeply religious and all.
Yeah.
A lot of it came from here, where a lot of the Irish, the Southern Irish, and the Catholic Irish, a lot of them settled up north, New York, Massachusetts, all that. That's why he was such a big Irish Catholic contingent up there, and that's so
Okay.
yeah, we exported our religious divide, to America. But no, that's why there's a lot of South, and a lot of the moonshine and all that was all stuff taken from here. All the whiskey that used to be distilled in Ireland, people took that over with them. So
Right.
um,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I strongly disagree with that statement, Andrew.
You can't hate on a message that says that.
I think I can. You know, I think I just did actually. I mean, that's a
That's right.
classic phrase by everything. Um, so Yorkshire then? Sorry, what we sidetracked there. So
Yeah, just I'd like to visit everywhere around the UK. Northern. I'd like to go to Ireland too. So,
yeah,
but I don't know if it'll ever happen because I don't like to travel. So, but you never know. You never know.
it's all very theoretical. It's all very theoretical.
Yeah,
So.
especially with all the stuff going on right now. I don't want to be on a plane flying over anywhere. It's too much. It's crazy junk going on.
I flew about a week after 9/11. That was weird.
Yeah,
I've never been afraid of flying. I was tripping off my balls coming home from Amsterdam one time, and I freaked out. On the plane coming home. Never so glad to hit the ground. Because I've said this before. My mate's girl picked us up at the airport, and I couldn't even talk to her in the car. I was like holding on to the dashboard and all. But I'd say that the only time I was ever slightly afraid, and I was traveling on my own to meet friends over in Amsterdam, and that's why I was flying about a week after. They'd been to London and flew over, so I was meeting them. So there's two things went through my head. It'd be Sod's Law when this plane crashes. I'm the only one on it, and all my mates will go like, "Fuck, we weren't on that plane,"
Wow.
But honestly, it was a week after. Now we've always been used to security at airports and stuff because of the troubles. We were near the airport. You were searched and all, but it was new for a lot of people, and you could feel the tension at the airports and all. It was weird. That was so it gets you, but flying's never been one that's really bothered me. So
really, okay. But I mean, traveling over that far, and across the ocean there, that would be kind of a trip to me. But I don't know. It's a long flight.
From where you are, it would be you can do York to Belfast a bit. I don't think you can fly to Belfast now. I think they close it down. But when I flew, it was 8.5 hours from Belfast to New York, and then it was 6.5 hours on down to Vegas. So I know you're down. So yeah, I mean, I think if they ever get like proper quick flights, that would make it easier for the likes of you. Just not keen on. I think you want to see the places. You just don't want to be in a plane for 14 hours.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, but sometimes you just gotta, so.
Well, I mean, it'll give you a chance to watch all the Police Academy movies, though, or Sharknadoes. There are some positives if you think about it.
Well, that's it. I can't sleep in a plane either. That's what fucks me. My mate used to, he'd take a few temazepam and then have a few vodkas, and then he would sleep most of the way. And I never could do it. I can't sleep on them, so.
So you're wide awake the whole time, Yeah.
And it was 8.5 hours flying to New York was okay, and then the 6, because we stayed in New York, and then the 6.5 hours on down was okay. Coming back, you've no layover, so you have a layover, but you're not staying for 2 nights. So it's essentially like 18 hours travel, and it's that's difficult. So nearly there. You get to go home soon. So question 18, week off one again. What is your favorite color?
Blue. See that? Even back there's blue. Okay. It's always been my favorite color, and then I don't know why.
You don't have to know why. It's just
preference. It's just
Joey's was brown because of the Cleveland Browns. You know,
Yeah. I'm just talking about when I was young. They'd always, say, "What's your favorite color?" And blue. It was blue. So I don't know.
no, that's okay.
Maybe a generic answer, but hey.
That's okay. It's not an in-depth question. Let's face it.
No, I mean it's probably the easiest one I got to answer tonight. But
Oh, this one might be easier for you then. So, what's your favorite song slash band? And it could be two different answers. You could have a favorite song that's
it depends on when it. I don't know. It depends. I'm in a different mood all the time, so it may be a Led Zeppelin song, or it may be a Metallica. It may be AC/DC. Could be Deep Purple. I don't know. It could be any. But to narrow it down to one band or song, one song, right? What's my favorite song?
on band.
I don't know. Favorite band song. That's tough. My favorite song right now, if I was going to say it, I don't know why. Bad Company, Shooting Star. I love that song.
I love that.
Right now, that's the one I can't get enough of listening to. But I mean, it just depends on when you're asking me, though. So
absolutely. But that for me, my older brother used to play it, and for years I didn't know what the song was. You'd hear it playing in his bedroom and stuff when we were kids, and I could never work out what the song was. And it was one of those in the head, and you'd hear a wee snip of it. And you go, I really like that. What is that? And yeah, it's a fantastic song. Paul Rogers' voice is just so good. So.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, no, I don't like that one. The whole song.
No, definitely not.
We got some trolls in here or something. What's going on?
Yeah, there's not too many people left. There's only 5 people watching, so we're.
Oh, that's a reflection on me. But go ahead.
No. That's me picking the wrong questions. I think.
I think Carla may have started up her live or somebody's live, but it doesn't matter.
No,
we're going to write every one of the names down. We're going to remember this.
You know me. I only do this for fun. Yeah, Carla is live.
Yeah, trolling Jimmy C and Square Table and Lep.
So, favorite band?
Favorite band of all time? It's got to be AC/DC, to be honest. Because, yeah, as far as they're just rock enough, they're just, I mean, you know what I mean? They're just right. The balance is perfect. It's not too mellow. It's not too outrageous, because I love Pantera to whatever, I love all these bands, but just right in the middle right there is just perfect to me.
Yeah. I think AC/DC perk you up. If you're having a bad day, AC/DC will just get you up. Get the mood going.
And I remember they asked to interview, with Angus one time in a magazine. I had a guitar magazine. It was asking him, he said, if this album, 13th album, have you ever had anybody say that, hey, this album right here sounds like the last 5 albums? And he says, no. He said, that's a bloody lie. It sounds like all the last 13 albums. That's what he said. I thought that was great. He said, this is what we do. This is what we like, and that's what we put out. So Iron Maiden's awesome, no doubt. I actually Judas Priest, and I like all those bands too. So Depeche Mode. Oh my God.
I prefer the darkness, Jimmy. It's not a. I'm not a good looking fella, so I'm better in the dark, So. I like to say I do some of my best moves in the dark, but that's a lie too. So I'm upset. So. Okay, so question 20. What's the one thing from your childhood do you regret your kids not having or doing?
What's one thing from your childhood do you regret your kids not having or doing? Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out what exactly he was asking that.
Well, what did you do as a kid? What did you have access to that your son now doesn't have? What's he missing out? Is it playing outside?
Yeah.
Is it
Well, no, he does. He likes to do that, but he doesn't have. We live where we live at now. We moved. We used to have land. I'd go out in the woods and just stay out in the woods. Me and friends, we would go out and just ride go-karts or bikes in the woods, and we had a gravel pit. We would ramp and stuff like that. I think he's missed out on that. So stuff like that. But he does get out. We stay active. We don't sit around all the time.
I remember those.
I make sure he gets out and does something.
Yeah, I think, again, I don't have kids, but the simplicity we had, it was go out and kick a football about. It was go out and make your own fun. You didn't have social media. You didn't have a phone that you were tethered to. You didn't, So
I do regret my boy having too many video games. Maybe he would have picked up music earlier. I really do. I think he'd be an amazing musician, but he just doesn't have any interest. It's not. I regret.
What is he? He's 13, isn't he?
No, 12, he's 12. Yeah.
12. So what age did you start?
Well, I started around.
Not the piano. When did you actually properly want to start playing?
I probably started getting serious. I picked it up when I was about 9. Got serious about.
Right enough.
Got serious for probably around his age, though. To be. I mean, like I played some songs, but to get serious about his age, and he's actually showed some interest. Like he'll come in and strum on it, like, "Daddy, what about this?" And now he come up to me and said, "Daddy, that Van Halen." He said, "I love that intro to that." And I said, "What song?" The one goes that you was playing one time. He said, "I heard it on something. I love the intro." And I said, "Son, that's the same intro I love. The Ain't Talking About Love." That to me, and he just hit me the first time I heard that. I was like, "Gosh, that sounds awesome." And he has that same mindset on that. So I don't know. Maybe one day he will pick it up. But I'm telling you, it's not glamorized like it used to be. When I was growing up, people looked up to rock stars and stuff. Nowadays, they want to be the YouTuber, this or that. They don't look up to the. So
yeah, you're right. And most modern music's crap. It's all rap. It's all grime. It's all hip hop. It's all sample stuff. There's very few guitar bands out there. There's, it's.
Yeah, they can manipulate everything too much. It's not real.
Yeah, but if he's starting to stumble into it now, that's good. The time he goes off to college, he'll have an acoustic guitar with him, and he'll be able to serenade the ladies with the acoustic guitar.
Well, I've told him he's got the ability. He can sit there and strum it. I mean, he can hear the note. Like if he hums or sings a little song or whatever, he'll be right on pitch with the. I mean, that's rare. I mean, he's got the ability. He's got the ear for it. Now, does he really want to do it? I don't know. So,
we'll I suppose if your mum was musical and then you're musical, he's got better than most chance of being musical. So
I hope so. I always dreamed of one day we'd be able to load up and go to the Guitar Center and look at music stuff and like, yeah, look at that. It just hadn't happened yet. So, but I mean, the thing about it is, I've never pushed it on him.
No,
that's what I don't want to push anything on him because he would hate it then. I don't want to be one of those parents.
You don't want to put him off. You really don't. So,
So
and none of us like getting forced into anything. So, so final question then. So this is the +1.
Okay.
What's the single best piece of advice you can share with the world?
The single best advice. Don't take things so seriously. Don't take criticism seriously. You know what I mean? Everybody's got opinions, and that's one thing with like music. You put yourself out there, and somebody's not going to like what you do, or somebody's not. And you got to have a thick skin. You got to be like, you got to separate what you're putting out there from you. That's your art. But I would say to just success to me is doing what you want to do, the way you want to do it, and having the freedom to do it. That's success. It doesn't have to be, your fortune and fame, millionaire. It may be living out here in the country on 40 acres with, nobody to bug you. That may be your success. So I hope everybody, that's the thing I will say. Looking for happiness, waiting for things to happen for you to be happy you're going to fail every time. You make your own happiness. So I think that, I don't know. Single best advice. That's tough. The best advice.
That's why I leave it to last.
The single best advice is be ready when you come up here. Captain's going to ask you some good questions. That's my best advice. How about that? No, really, it's just like to treat people like you'd like to be treated. That would probably be the best.
Fair play.
I like joking with people, but you still have love for everybody. If that sounds weird, but it's true. So
thank you. So that's our 20 plus 1. So we'll finish up the way we normally, the way I'm planned to finish. Is
thank you, Connie.
So have you got one question you want to ask me?
Yeah, I've got a question I want to ask you. Let's see. Do you regret ever camming up that night?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not really asking me that, are you?
Huh?
Because I don't. I genuinely don't. One of the best things I ever did, truth be told.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Really, really nervous about doing it.
Well, you're doing great, man.
That was largely down to you, Blake, and Thrice at that point making me feel welcome. Which is getting Fifi was on that first night.
Yeah. Oh, she used to do the show too. Yeah. But see here's the thing about the show. The whole show was I worked all week. Friday night, I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna have fun, and we're gonna talk crazy. My wife was taking some medicine at the time that interacted with that.
Right.
And she couldn't drink anymore. So she was trying to hang in there with us, and she's like, that's not, I can't hang with y'all now, so y'all just do the show. She still would watch it at times, but it was like, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, but no, I regret a lot of things in my life. Never regret that. It's been great. I've made really good friends.
That means a lot to me.
That's a real arsehole as well. But it's given me, I really look forward to Friday nights. I hang out with people online.
I love the show. This is a great idea you got here. It's a really good show. I'm honored to be on here. Thank you for having me. Seriously.
No, I appreciate you coming up. So the only other thing then is if any of the people in the chat have any questions, I have a few stars. Some of them I might not read out because Joey put half them in, as you can imagine. So.
Oh Lord. Thank you, Dave. Dave, thank you, man. You're awesome. Dave's a good guy.
JV was great.
Great. Carl is great.
Carl's indeed great. Rock. Sorry.
Thank you, Blake. Blake's awesome, man.
Yeah. Blake is.
Okay.
So I want to kill that banner, and then we're going to do so. We'll see what some of the starred comments were because I marked a few of them earlier. So if anybody else has any questions, stick them in now. So I have no idea. I have no idea what that is. So we'll gloss over that one.
I think it has to do with the Twilight movies, but I don't know.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You rather have a pet penguin or see Blake succeed?
Oh, see Blake succeed 100,000 million times. I mean,
Yep.
you know, Pet
I agree.
Penguin would be awesome, but doesn't compare to that. That's an easy one for me to answer. That's a good question, though.
Okay.
Are you going to steal any of these questions for next show? No.
Definitely not this one. When you shower, what part of your body do you start washing first?
Hair probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those of us with hair go straight for the hair, you know.
Mm.
I think that's a fairly obvious one. So this is a little bit more sensible from Dave. What's your favorite guitar?
Music Man, Luke 3. That's my favorite guitar.
Cool.
That is my second favorite. Les Paul over here.
Do you want to show him your Music Man or?
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. It's kind of dirty, but I like it because the neck. You see how it's got. This is the way most necks are. They got the poly on it, but see how it's like they stop right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. So really, it's real. They've just got oil on there where you can wax them all, so it's easy to play. So then it's all rosewood neck too. That's my favorite guitar.
Okay. Why?
So why?
Yeah.
Because I can get any sound out of it. Because it's got a humbucker on the back. You can sound like a Les Paul back here. It's got a floating bridge that never goes out of tune. It doesn't have any locks or anything. And it's got locking nuts on the back. Not locking nut, but locking tuners.
Okay.
So it doesn't go out of tune.
Right.
And it plays great. I love it. And the sound of it. And you can go, got to push, like on this button here. You push that and you get a 12 dB boost. So you're playing standard. You hit that and you're playing a solo. You don't have to mess with the pedals. It's a clean boost. It just like makes you jump out in the solo part. So that's why I love it. It's made to get any sound you want. So
no, fair play. I can know there's, I don't play. I mean, I have an acoustic, but I can't play it. At this point, it's just an ornament. So
we're gonna have to get you back into it.
I'm struggling for time these days. Just I only get about an hour free at night, so it's a case of it's what do you do for that hour? With time I'm freed up from family and work and all the rest of it. So
right.
And to be honest, it's tough. Just drumming. I'll have to ask. We know the answer to this one, But
as much as I love Queen, it's going to be the Beatles.
Right,
because of the songwriting.
No, let's move on. You don't need to answer that one. No, I'm only joking. Go ahead. Go.
Joey. It's going to be Carla all day long.
Okay.
Tom in a wig don't do it, I don't know about you, but I don't know. That ain't gonna.
So, right, so we'll probably question from him then. So, how many years from Mahomes keep playing? What age is he now? I have no idea.
Fifth year or something like that. That's a trick question because he could get hurt seriously bad and then be out. So
what age is he now? Is he 23? Is he 28? Is he?
I don't even know what age he is now. That's bad. I mean, I don't know. I think he'll play at least 10 more years easily. I think.
Right. What age? Because he's quarterback, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's quarterback. So I mean, the quarterback can go on longer than the likes of a running back or a lineman or whatever, can't they? Because they don't.
Oh yeah, running back is the they don't last long because you're getting the ball and they're just everybody's after you. But with quarterback, when you get the ball, you do have a chance to get rid of it before they hit you. So
he's 28.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's got at least 10 good years in him, or way more. I'm just going on the low end.
Right. No, fair play. And so, do you think he'd stay at the Chiefs all that, or?
Oh yeah, unless something crazy happens, like he starts just being terrible. I mean, he's a game winner. I mean, he can win the game almost by himself. He's that type of player. He's like, to me, he could go down as a Jordan of football if he can keep winning. Yes, oh yeah, because he can just he's turning up. Like if we're losing, he can just go down the field and.
So, excuse my ignorance. Is he a running sort of quarterback? Does he run with the ball much, or is he literally just
he's a real good, really great passer, and he can run a little bit. He's more of a passer than he's a runner.
Right, but passing's more prevalent. You don't get too many.
He's probably one of the better. He's probably going to go down if he doesn't get hurt real bad. And Kansas City can keep a decent team going, he may go down as the best quarterback to ever play the game. But that's what I'm hoping, but it may not happen. I mean, that's hard to do. What Brady did, it's going to be tough to beat.
Almost Brady went on Brady in his 40s when he retired, wasn't he?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He's got at least 10 years, I think, before, even if something major happens. So we figure he can get 3 or 4. I don't know. Brady won. How many did he win? 6 or 7? How many? 6? Dang, I can't even remember how many he's won. He's won a lot of Super Bowls though. But
but like they have to. I mean, Brady's famous outside of America and famous outside of sport. Somebody like me knows of him.
Yeah.
Not just because he married a hot woman and just one of those. It's like Michael Jordan. I mean, I hate basketball with a passion. Mm-hmm. But I know the name Michael Jordan and I know Shaq and I know all that sort of thing. But I'm not, I'm not
okay. Yeah, I was still thinking I knew he won 6, but I didn't know if he got 7. So he got 7. So
that's going to be a hard record to beat.
Yeah, yeah, because he's only got 2 of them, but he's been to more Super Bowls. Mahomes has been to more Super Bowl or has more Super Bowl wins at his age than anybody. I think. I'm almost certain. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Joel fact check that.
The most yards, the most everything. He beat everybody to certain records. So if he can keep this pace up now, that's what I'm saying. You got to keep healthy. We'll see. You got to keep healthy, main thing.
Right. Okay.
And then anytime you run like that in the NFL, you can. Take one hit, you're out. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Just you can do a Johnny Utah and the knee go, the wrong way. Mm-hmm. So the question for Blake. So, which is better, Pet Sounds or Sgt. Pepper?
And I'm probably going to shock you by saying this. I think Pet Sounds is a better album.
No, I knew you would say that. Just because we've talked about it before.
And I love Sgt. Pepper now, but there were some songs on there. It was kind of weak.
Yeah.
But to me, Pet Sounds, man, it was great from the beginning to the end to me. I mean, both of them up there in the top 10 albums of all time, though. So I don't know how you can. I would take either one of them, but if I had to pick.
I'd be honest. I'm despite what Blake believes, I'm a big fan of the Beatles. I've loved the Beatles most of my life. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of Sgt. Pepper album. I think there's great tracks on it, but I think it's a weak album.
I think Abbey Road was way better.
Yeah. Rubber Soul, I loved.
Rubber Soul is awesome album. Great album. And Revolver was very underrated. Revolver, amazing album.
I get mocked for this, but I loved the first album. I loved it was just pure pop music, and some of them were covers as well, I suppose. And Twist and Shout, John Lennon's vocals on Twist and Shout is still one of the best performances. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he was ill, which is why he was so raspy. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been bettered. Um, but Pet Sounds, I've never sat and listened to in its entirety. I keep meaning to download it, and then I keep forgetting.
Wow. Yeah, it's an experience. The thing is the melodies in it is amazing. That's the thing about like I don't know. I actually would put John Lennon's Imagine up there. I think it's better than Sergeant Pepper.
The
There's some
album,
great songs. Yeah, there's some great songs in it.
I'll be honest, I've never been a big fan of him on his own.
You need to
I
listen to the
love,
whole album though. It's only good. That's the only one I like though. All the way through. Yeah. So
I'll,
you have to check it out.
yeah, yeah, maybe I will, maybe I will. Because I mean, I'm a fan of I love the Beatles. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Although I think like a lot of bands, it started getting just pretentious at the end, and I think from my point of view, funny enough, it was weird, and I sort of back and forward with somebody in one of the comments on one of my YouTube shorts, my top 10 Zeppelin things, and he says, you seem to like all the older stuff, and I just says, yeah, well, I do tend to. For most bands, I prefer their earlier stuff, because they tend to
Mhm.
get boring and dull and pretentious the longer they're going, and
Yeah.
I prefer the more honest, raw, rocky sort of stuff, and that's true of. So with a few, it was good back and
Well,
forward. And the only exception I could think to that rule for me was Pink Floyd.
yeah. They
You
got
know,
better and better. Yeah. But the thing about you got to think about, like, say, Guns N' Roses. To me, Appetite for Destruction was their best album by far. And the reason was a lot of these bands, they've been, hitting the clubs for years and years and then crafting those songs, getting only the best, 10 or 12 to make that album.
yeah,
And then they got to be, they're on the road touring with this album that succeeded, and they got to try to write other stuff on the fly. It's just not going to be as good. It's not going to have the same emotional connection, I think. You see what I'm saying? I think that has a lot to do with that because the bands have all this time to focus on that first album.
yeah. I get you because I mean, a lot of the bands are singing about how hard their life is, how about partying, about drinking, drugs,
Well, yeah,
right,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and how they want to get out of poverty and all that there. But it's hard to keep that going when you're a millionaire and you're on, and
yeah. They were hungry back then.
yeah, when
Exactly.
everybody loves you, and I do think, and for me that's why I mean Bob Dylan's first couple of albums were awesome, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
for me, it just became dull. Oasis definitely maybe is the best Oasis album by a mile. It's
There's
in my opinion.
there is a couple albums by Dylan that you need to listen to if you haven't listened to them. They're like Blonde on Blonde, Blood on the Tracks.
Oh, I've got them. That's what I'm saying. It's
You
the
consider
early.
that the early one? I'll consider that kind of the mid.
No,
Really, you think that's the earliest? I was thinking like Free Will and Bob and all that, like the early stuff.
maybe I'm getting the titles mixed up, but it's but yeah, I mean, look, I Bob Dylan's been he's produced good stuff, but the first couple of albums are solid, just
Oh
right the
yeah,
way through, and
yeah,
I think a lot of the guys lose that, once they've and then they let producers talk them into doing stuff, and then they let producers overproduce and the overlayer and and things become too crowded and too complicated instead of just want to hear a raw guitar. I want to hear a fucking drum beat. I want to hear somebody sing their fucking their guts out,
yeah.
and it's just for me. I think that's but I mean I say the same AC/DC, Zeppelin, Oasis, Beatles, Stones, Metallica. Metallica is a great
Mhm.
example of the fact that the band eventually just run out of ideas, which is possible as well. And you see, that's just the way I think about it. So, but right. So the last question then,
Okay. Well, thanks for having me on here.
from Dave. No, one more. Just and
Oh,
that's
okay.
the last one. Do you miss playing in a band?
Yes, I do. In some instances, in other instances, I don't, because it's a lot of work to it. Because if you don't have roadies, you're hauling all that stuff around, and then you're working all week, so you're tired already. You know what I'm saying? So
I actually did roadie for my mate's dad. We played in a wee band.
So yeah, to answer his question, yes, I do miss it. So yeah, I do miss playing on stage.
You miss the being on stage, and you miss the performing, but the driving miles and the setting up and then
that's the word. Yeah.
Although now that you're not drinking, do you
Mm-hmm.
think you would still want to do it?
Oh yeah, I would do better actually.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, but the setting up and
I'm a big drinker when I played either though. I would drink. My rule was drink one beer when I started out in the first set, 2 beers on the second, 3 beers on the third, 4 beers on the fourth. You know what I mean? Yeah. Incrementally, where that way at the end of the night, everybody, you're right there with everybody. You don't want to be ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
You don't want to be. I always used to say, drink more, we sound better. Yeah.
But what I mean by the knowledge you're not drinking is the taking down all the equipment and driving home wouldn't be a big chore now. That's the thing. Yeah. And then you wouldn't be down the next day because you've been drinking and you've been,
Yes. Yeah, getting home late and then sleeping all the rest of the day. It's not.
Although, I suppose the drawback would be if everybody else is drinking.
No.
And you're the only sober one, and and you're trying to keep everybody in line, and their time is out because they're drinking and they're and Aubrey.
The drummer that used to play with us originally, he's done quit drinking. He's actually stopped before I did. I heard so.
Right.
He may be great now, but he would always, if he gets drinking, you couldn't depend on it. He didn't know what was going to happen. So, well, now I'm married, so yeah, the groupies equals broken neck or something,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is a good.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second.
Actually, Blake didn't get too bad. He took it serious playing. He didn't get. Everybody did, but even the drummer did. But our practices were terrible because he would get really, really drunk at practice, and then you might as well not have been practicing because he don't remember. When he's sober up there playing on stage, he don't remember what he practiced.
Drummer? Was he was a drummer when he was sober?
Good singer, great singer too.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Right. I think. No, sure. Go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say thanks for having me, Captain, and yes. I think you're doing a great thing, and I can't wait to watch the next week's episode because I think you're doing good.
Listen, I really enjoyed this. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah.
You were always going to be one of my first victims, so but I really enjoyed it. Hopefully you have.
Yeah. Thank you, Blake.
Different to do. So thank you everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Blake, Joey, Lap.
Yeah, we're sorry we ignored you on the. We'll get back with you because it's hard to do this. If you're really doing it like this, it's hard to read everything because you don't want to mess the flow of the show up. So.
Yeah, so trying to do them a wee bit, but then again, that's because it's slightly easier because I've done prep and I've got the questions, right. So I can put them on the screen. But I'm sort of.
I thought this show would be like 30 minutes. I thought, and now I'm looking at it for an hour.
I know.
I thought I would be like, nah, I'm not going to talk because I was trying to keep it down where I didn't make it long.
It's just two friends sitting asking questions. It's not talking. It's not where. It's we're not trying to do the Joe Rogan experience. We're not trying to draw some truth out of the ether to solve humanity's woes. We're just talking about stuff.
That's what I was trying to do.
Well, there was a few slightly deep questions, and then there was the what's your favorite color questions. We're trying to balance it out. So
Just a few little nuggets of wisdom sprinkled in there.
But thank you very much. Thank you to everybody in the chat that's
Joey,
here. No, was
Dave,
so
Angie. Thanks for sticking around, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you, and good night, everybody.
Till next time, next week.
Right.